You pled not guilty, and then you ended up pleading no contest.
Yes, sir.
What did you plead no contest to exactly?
I pled, shit. The no contest, I don't even remember, but it was like something petty, you know? It's just...
Alright, what up, fight fans? Welcome back to Hothead Productions, the MMA channel of unpopular opinion. Click some buttons. Okay, the BMF. WTF is going on with that? I've heard some headlines surfacing about possible fights coming up for Max Holloway. I've heard Alexander Volkanovski. I've heard Billy Tuporia. But before we get into that, let's take it back to the beginning, shall we? So, the BMF title when it started was pretty badass. I like the idea. It's kind of been 50-50. Masses have kind of been split ever since the beginning, I believe, in my opinion.
Are you 100% doing this BMF belt? And what does that entail? What is that going to be like?
Yeah, the belt. So, you know, when Nate did his interview that night, he basically said, this is for the baddest motherfucker in the game. So, who got the fastest knockout, though? Who got the fastest knockout? He was defending the baddest motherfucker in the game. So, you know, this is one of those fights that after that interview, you know, it started to build a life of its own through the fans and the media, and we didn't seriously start talking about this fight till maybe a couple weeks later in a matchmaking meeting. And I said to my guys, listen, tell me if I'm crazy, but what do you think about us actually having a baddest motherfucker in the game belt? And my guys loved it, and we started talking about it, so I went in with the design team at UFC. We started to design it, and I will physically have that belt when I come back to New York. It'll be ready. And yeah, that's how it happened.
Well, I can't wait to see it.
We had Jorge Masvidal. His street credentials go back pretty far, obviously, as most of us know. If you don't know, he was a bare-knuckle backyard brawler, backyard fighter from Miami. He fought with Kimbo Slice in the backyards. I don't believe he fought Kimbo, but I know he fought one of Kimbo's guys. He's got tons of street credit. I don't think anybody doubts that whatsoever. We can also just go by his his character, his fight character itself. You got the two-piece in the soda, and you got the situation with Colby Covington outside the club there, where Jorge Masvidal allegedly whooped Colby's ass there. Allegedly. So Masvidal won the BMF belt. The Rock strapped it around him. It's pretty badass. But then he kind of sat on it, didn't he? He kind of fucking sat on that motherfucker. He didn't really want to give it up. He's like, that was his precious. So we never saw the belt move after that. Masvidal kept that bitch shined up. Kept it to himself. But then once he dipped out, retired. We'll get to that later. But once he dipped out, eventually there would come some issues with a couple fighters, you know, being up in the title contention, but they needed a fight at the time. It was really, I'm not complaining that they brought it back, but the second BMF fight, Justin Gaethje and Dustin Poirier, both fucking amazing fighters. I'll throw up their fight records now. Don't even get me started in the comments. I'm not bashing on either fighter. They're both fucking legends. We're talking about Justin Gaethje and Dustin Poirier. But One of those fighters owns an organization called the Good Fight Foundation, where he raises money to build homes for families in need. Okay? Alright? Did you hear that? Dustin Poirier raises money to build houses to give to families in need. That is fucking awesome. He's a legend. But that's a nice guy. That's a nice guy right there. And the BMF isn't a nice guy title. So all I'm saying is Dustin Poirier, and he's one of my favorite fighters. Like this, I'm not trying to come across talking shit or throwing shade on Gaethje or Poirier at all, even though it's gonna come across like I am. All I'm saying is those two boys are a couple of hard-working farm boys. It was a fucking great fight, nice brawl, and fucking Gaethje landed that devastating head kick on Poirier. So that kick kind of helped us, help the fans settle on the fact that we didn't really like the fight in the first place, but Justin Gaethje handled business. Both those guys went in there, put it on the line. Gaethje landed that crazy head kick, which he had said he had been training for, which is even more impressive, of course. But BMFs, Jorge Masvidal, that's a bad motherfucker. Nathan Diaz, that's a bad motherfucker. Justin Gaethje, that's an impressive, tough, hard-working motherfucker. But is he gangster? Is he street? Is he gonna jump you outside of a club or a restaurant? Is he gonna take a piss? Is he gonna take a piss on the UFC headquarters when he's negotiating his contract? You know what I mean? Probably not, right? So, Justin Gaethje and Dustin Poirier, those are not some bad motherfuckers. But, not too far down the road, we'd have Justin Gaethje facing Max Holloway. Max Holloway's been on the rise. So he's a fan favorite. And boys from Hawaii, I'd say boy's a bad motherfucker if you ask me. I mean, I don't know him personally, of course, obviously. But he looks pretty edgy. He looks like he's got that edge to him. That's all you need to be a bad motherfucker. And he's definitely the baddest boxer in the UFC. Everybody knows that. So that was an amazing fight. Max Holloway taking the belt from Justin Gaethje when Holloway pointed down to the middle of the octagon there and they fucking slugged it out. And Mark Coleman, that's a bad motherfucker too. So, you know, Max Holloway, that's a bad motherfucker. Mark Coleman, that's a bad motherfucker. Justin Gaethje, I still respect the shit out of him, but I kind of feel like Poirier and Gaethje were just kind of like a fill-in there. But now we have Volkanovski in the talks for another Holloway fight because of their past. Holloway fell short 3 times. As much as I'd like to see him get that win back, I don't like that fight because old man Volk, like, as much as he could fold me up and put me in his pocket, he's a tough motherfucker, hard as nails, was unfuckwittable for a while. As fucking successful as he was, and I hope will be, and as tough as he is, I don't think he meets the criteria that Masvidal and Nate Diaz did. Am I wrong? Like, what are we doing here? I think we're getting off track a little bit. Then we got Ilya Tuporia. Him and Max Holloway have been going back and forth a bit. Ilya Tuporia threw his rose in the octagon to fight fucking Max Holloway. And he wears a suit. And holds a rose. It's from Spain. What are we doing here? Right? This is some bullshit, right? What I mean, huh? What? It's not a bad motherfucker. So, I got 3 options for you for who Max Holloway should be fighting. Not 1, not 2, but 3. Alright? And all of them are making a comeback right now. Or are in talks of making a comeback, right? How about Jorge Masvidal? Right? Because he needs to make some bucks. He's got his game bred bare knuckle boxing that he's got to fund. You know, shout out to Game Bread. Respect for him doing his thing in that sense. Fucking Game Bread. Masvidal's a businessman. And he's streets. So what's his business? Bare knuckle fucking fighting. Of course. That's where he started, right? So I think he'll be coming back soon. He's talked about it. He was just on DJ Vlad. Check that out if you haven't seen it. Talked about making his comeback again. And he wants to take care of that bitch boy Colby. But that wrestling's on. I don't even want to get into that right now. That's for another video. But Masvidal or Nathan Diaz. Nate Diaz has been talking about coming back too. After his... Nate Diaz versus Max Holloway. I think that would be a crazy fight. What do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comments. Yeah, when I think about Max Holloway, when he's turning up and when he's putting the gas down to the floor, tell me that's not a bad motherfucker, man. So I give you 2 of the 3 options there, and we got Conor McGregor coming back. So. And I believe that, I could be wrong, but I believe Max Holloway has already offered that fight to Conor McGregor at catchweight. And that's what bad motherfuckers do. They just take the fight, sure. Take the fight at catchweight. One guy cuts down a bit, the other guy bulks up a bit. Fucking swing him. Let's go. Swing him and sling him, bitches. So, I think we got to be careful with the lineage of this BMF title because it's been a bit shaky and we can't let it go that route. Ilya Tuporia, the same for you, my boy. Same for you. And Volk, much respect, but I'd rather see Volk just fucking do his thing, get back in his division, and continue to reign like the king that he is. But he's also on a break. He's taking that break that he needs as well. So, if I haven't already said, I was going to say I'm not 100. Like, I don't feel like either the Volk or the Tuporia fight is really going to happen. But people are talking about it, and just after I'd heard about it for a few days, it just kept festering, and it was just bugging me. I'm like, why are we even talking about this? Seriously. So, if it's BMF, let's fucking keep it BMF. That's it. That's all I gotta say on that. Hope y'all are good. Much love. I'm out.